Let's continue with our 10 question part. So let's start with the first one. This parabola, this graph is given, and f5 over f1, f minus 1 is asked. So when you have this kind of graph and when you know the intersect, for example, here we know x1 and x2, which formula do you use? We use y is equal to a times x minus x1 and x times x minus x2, right? So first we are looking if we know the value of y. No, it's not given, but it's not a problem. Here we will write whatever we have here. So y is equal to a times x. Here x1 is minus 4, so it will become minus times minus, it will become plus 4, times x minus, here we have 2, x2 as 2, and then y is equal to a times, this is x squared, okay, minus 2x plus 4x, it will be plus 2x, and minus 4 times, plus 4 times minus 2, it is minus 8. Okay, so this is our equation. But don't forget, here our graph it goes like this, right? It's not like this, which means when your vertex point is on the highest point on your y-axis, it means that the value of a in your equation is negative. Okay, don't forget this sign. So this is minus a times x squared plus 2x minus 8. Now we can continue. So it asks f5 over f minus 1. So let's write f5 first, which is equal to minus a times 5 squared plus 2 times 5 minus 8, which is equal to minus a times this 25 plus 10, it's 35 minus 8, it is 27. Okay, so this is the value of f5. Let's find f minus 1. It's equal to minus a times minus 1 squared, it will be 1. 2 times minus 1, it will be minus 2 minus 8, which is equal to minus a. Here minus 1 minus 9 minus 8, it will be minus 9. So minus 9 times minus a, it will be 9a. Okay, so it's f5 over f minus 1, which is equal to f5, it's minus 27a over f minus 1, it's 9a. So from here our answer is minus 27 over 9, which is equal to minus 3. In our second question, we have this parabola, and fx is equal to x squared minus 6x plus k, and the length of AB is asked. So here, to find the length of AB, first we need to find the vertex formula. The vertex formula is hk, right? So how do we find the value of h? H is equal to minus b over 2a, which is equal to minus b, it is minus times minus 6, it's plus 6, over 2a, which is equal to 2. So from here, 6 over 2 is equal to 3. So our h point is equal to 3, which means on this parabola, our vertex point is here, right? It's the lowest point. So here, h is on the x-axis, right? So here is equal to 3. Okay. So if here is equal to 2, it means that here has to be equal to 1. And also here is equal to 1. Why? Because this h point is the middle of our two roots, right? This is our first root, x1, and this is our second root, x2, and the vertex point is in the middle of these 2 points. So here is 1, and here is 1, and here is 2. 2 plus 1 plus 1, which is equal to here is equal to 4, which means our second root is equal to 4. Okay, and after that, what was the another way of writing formula for our quadratic equation? It was y is equal to a times x minus x1 times x minus x2, right? So we know our value of a from here, it's equal to 1. So I can write this as 1 times x minus 2 times x minus 4. Okay, why? Because when I put 0 instead of x here, I will be able to find the value of y, which is equal to our value of k here. Okay, so let's do that. When I write k is equal to also y, is equal to 1 times this is 0 minus 2 is equal to minus 2 times 0 minus 4, it's equal to minus 4. So from here we found our value of k, which is equal to minus 2 times minus 4, it is 8. Okay, so why I found the value of k? Because here when you look at here, when x is equal to 0, okay, the k is equal to 8, which means here is equal to 8. Okay, as you can see here, we have a right triangle here. So let me draw this more so you can see it's more clear. So here the length of here is equal to 8, and here we found it's equal to 4. So now I'm able to find the length of AB. Okay, from the right triangle formula, which is equal to 4 square plus 8 square is equal to AB square. So from here 16 plus 64 is equal to AB square. So this is 80 is equal to AB square. Okay, so this is 16 times 5, which is equal to 4 square root of 5 is equal to AB. So this is the way you need to follow to get the right answer. Let's continue with our third question. Here we have a is equal to minus 4 over 7 times a plus 1 times a minus 7. What is the greatest value of the quadratic equation a? So here it is asking the greatest value. As I said before, when they ask you the greatest value or the lowest value, you should find the value of k. Okay, so in order to find the value of k, first we need to find the value of h, and then we will be able to find the value of k. So how we can do that? So here, as you can see, there is no any term with x square or a square here. So this is the vertex form of writing our quadratic equation. How was it? It was like this, right? A or fx, okay, is equal to a times x minus x1 times x minus x2, right? So here, if this is 1, it means that our x1 is equal to minus 1, and if it's here is it's 7, it means that our x2 is equal to 7. Why? Because when you put minus 1 in here instead of a or x, it doesn't matter, there are roots, we will get 0, right? fx is equal to 0. When we put 7 instead of a here, we will also get again 7. So these are our roots, our x-intercepts. So after that, I need to find the value of y, okay, because y is equal to k, right? So I need this value. In order to find that, first let's draw our graph so we will see it better. So when we draw our graph like this, so minus 1 is our first root, right? Here's minus 1, and 7 is our second root. So here our value of a is equal to minus 4 over 7, which means our parabola will be like this, something like this, okay? And here we have to find the value of h. So how we can do that? What was the value of h? It is the middle of, it's in the middle of our roots, right? So if here is equal to 1, here is equal to 7, which means this length is equal to 8. So h cuts this point at 3, right? Because 4 here and then 4 here, so 7 minus 4 is equal to 3, and minus 1 plus 4 it's equal to 3. So from here, as you can see, we found the value of h easily. So sometimes in these kind of questions you just need to draw your graph and it will be more clear. Let's continue. For after finding this value of h, I need to find the value of k in order to find the answer to my question. So k is here, right? The vertex point, the highest point is here, so it's here's VHK. So k is here. So to find k, I go and write here 3 instead of a. So let's do that. It's equal to a, or in this case it's k is equal to minus 4 over 7 times, here our value of h is 3, right? 3 plus 1, it's 4 times 3 minus 7, it's minus 4. So from here, it's minus 4 times minus 4, it will become positive, and it's 16 times 14 is 64 over 7 is our answer. Don't forget, sometimes you just need to draw your graph, okay? And it doesn't, you just need to find your value of h here, and then you will be able to find the value of k, which is the greatest value of the quadratic equation A. On our fourth question, here we have two parabolas. It says the parabolas are shown above intersect at point A. Find n minus a. So let's say this point as x1, okay? So this parabola, okay, has two roots, which the first one is minus 1 and the second one x1, and this one also has two roots. First one is x1 and the second one is 3. So if I know the formula of x1 and x2, right? Because I know the roots of these parabolas, so I can use that formula. So let's do that. For the first one, okay, here, what is the formula for x1 plus x2 is equal to minus b over a, right? So here x1 and x2, x1 is minus 1 plus x2 is actually here x1, our x1, okay, is equal to minus b over a. So here plus n is b, a is equal to 1, which means our minus b over a is equal to minus n. Okay, this is from our first parabola. Let's look at the second one, and here we will do the same thing. We have x1 and x2. Here x1 is our x1 plus x2 is 3, right? Is equal to minus b over a. So here b is equal to a and a is equal to 1. So minus b over a is equal to minus a, right? So when I write these together, let's write them together. It's minus 1 plus x1 also is equal to minus n. So I need to find n minus a, right? So here actually maybe I can do that. This is minus n, this is minus a. If I multiply this one by minus 1, okay, it will cancel out this x1, and also it will make this minus a plus a. Sorry, this will minus a plus a. So no, it will not work. I need to multiply this one by minus 1. Why? Because I want to make n positive and a I want to leave it as it is. So let's continue then. Here we have x1 plus 3, which is equal to minus a, and here we have 1 minus x1 is equal to n. And from here, these will cancel out each other, and 3 plus 1 is equal to 4, which is equal to n minus a. So 4 is our answer for this question. Let's continue with our fifth question. Here we have the parabola of y is equal to x squared minus 2m minus 8x plus n has the axis of symmetry of 1 and the lowest value of y is 3. Find m plus n. So what is the axis of symmetry? The axis of symmetry is the x coordinate of the vertex, which means it's equal to the value of h. Okay, so it means that our value of h is equal to 1. So another thing is given is that the lowest value of y, as I said before, when they said the lowest value, the greatest value, these are all equal to value of k, right? So k is equal to 3. So how do we find k? We write the value of h in the equation, and then we will be able to find the value of k, which is equal to f1 here, right? Because our value of h is equal to 1. So let's use these informations, and then let's see if we'll be able to find the summation of m and n. So here, what was the formula for h? It was h is equal to minus b over 2a, right? So here the value of b is equal to 2m minus 8. Actually it is minus 2m plus 8 because there's minus sign here. So let's put like that here. It's minus 2m plus 8. Don't forget the sign in front of it, over 2a. A is equal to 1, so this is equal to 2, which is equal to 1, right? So from here, let's do cross multiplication. When we do cross multiplication, from here we get 2 is equal to minus times minus 2m, it's 2m. Minus times plus 8, it's minus 8. And from here, I put this here, and then 10 is equal to 2m, and m is equal to 5. So I found the value of m. So let's write our equation again one more time. So y is equal to x squared. Here when I put 5, it's 10 minus 8, it's minus 2x plus n. Okay, so I need to find the value of n now. So another thing, it's given that f1 is equal to 3. So when I put 1 instead of x, I should get 3, right? So let's do that. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3. So let's do that. 3 is equal to 1 squared, which is equal to 1, minus 2 plus n, and from here n is equal to, this is 1 minus 2, it's minus 1. When I put this here, n is equal to 4. So what was our question? It was m plus n. So our answer is 4 plus 5, which is equal to 9. Let's continue with our sixth question. Here we have this parabola, and it says OABC is a square. What is the area of OABC? So here we have this square, and its area is asked. So let's first start with the formula for our quadratic equation. Here, as you can see, we have only one real solution. This parabola touches x-axis, right? So how do we write when we have only one real solution? How do we write our quadratic equation? We write it as y is equal to, let's say, b times x minus x1 square, right? So here our x1 is equal to 3. So here, as you can see, this point is also given, which means when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 9 over 4, right? So let's use this information to find the value of b. So 9 over 4 is equal to b times x minus x1. So x minus x1 is x minus 3 squared, right? So when I put 0 instead of x, I should get 9 over 4. So let's do that. When I put 0 instead of x, this is minus 3 squared, it is 9. So from here 9 over 4 is equal to b times 9. So from here we found b as 1 over 4. Okay, so this is the value of b. After that we can write our equation, which is equal to y is equal to 1 over 4 x minus 3 square, right? So if I say here is equal to a, which means here is also equal to a, and here is also a, and here is also a. So the point of b is actually a and a, right? So let's use also this information. When it means when x is equal to a, y is also equal to a. So a is equal to 1 over 4 a minus 3 squared. So from here let's do cross multiplication. 4a is equal to, here we have a square minus 4a is equal to a square minus 6a plus 9, and then we have here a square. This is 4a, it will go like minus 4a, and it will become minus 10a plus 9, which is equal to 0. So from here it's a, and here we can write this as minus 9 and minus 1. Yeah, it will make minus 10a. So from here a is either 9 or a is equal to 1. A cannot be equal to 9 because it has to be less than 3, right, in order to our graph. So we eliminate this one, and we know that our value of a is equal to 1. So the question is the area of OABC, which is equal to a squared, and that is equal to 1 times 1, which is equal to 1. So our answer to this question is 1. Let's continue with our 7th question. Here we have the graph of the parabola fx is equal to minus x squared plus 4x minus m is given. The length of AO plus the length of OB is equal to 8. So what is the area of this triangle ABC? So first let's look what we have here. So if we say these are the roots of our equation, right? So if we say here x1 and here x2, okay, so the length of AO, okay, the length of AO is equal to 0, because here is this point 0, right? 0 minus x1, right? 0 minus x1 is the length of our the length of this AO. So OB, the length of OB is equal to x2 minus 0, right? So when we sum them up together, it's AO plus OB, which is given here, right? Which is equal to 8. So 8 is equal to x2 minus x1. Perfect. Now we know another formula, which is x1 plus x2, right? Which is equal to minus b over a. So here, what is minus b over a? It's minus 4 over minus 1, which is equal to 4. So we can also use this formula here. Let's write this down here. So it is 4 is equal to x2 plus x1. So when we add these up together, we will get these will cancel out each other, and 12 is equal to 2x2, and from here 2x is equal to 6. Okay, and then let's find the value of x1, which is 4 is equal to 6 plus x1, and x1 is equal to minus 2, right? So here is minus 2 and here is 6, right? So when x is equal to 0, what's the value of y? Let's find this one. So how we can find this? We know that x1 times x2 is equal to c over a, right? Why I use this formula? Because here the m value is actually this minus m is equal to our y value when x is equal to 0, right? Our k value, actually it's the same thing. So when let's find this x1 times x2, which is equal to c over a, which is equal to c is minus m, a is minus 1, right, which is equal to m. So we know x1, x2, x1 is minus 2 and x2 is 6, so m is equal to minus 12. But in this case our k is not only m, it is minus m. That's why it is minus 1 times minus 12, it will be 12, right? So this point will be equal to 12. So if so now we are able to find the area of ABC. How? This part is equal to 2 plus 6, it's equal to 8. Okay, the height of this triangle is equal to 12. So the area of this triangle is 8 times 12 over 2, which is equal to 4 times 12, which is equal to 48. Let's look at this question, and this parabola is given and it said find the equation of this parabola. So actually this is very simple. If you know the formula, when you have two real roots, and then you will be able to find the answer for this question. So let's do that. When you have two real solutions, you use this formula, right? It's y is equal to a times x minus x1, x minus x2, right? So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. So let's use this one to find the value of a. So it's a times, it's x minus x1. So x1 is equal to minus 2, which means it's 0 plus 2, because it's minus 2 and it will become plus. And here we have 0 minus 4. Okay, so here is when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. So 2 is equal to, this is 2 times minus 4, it's minus 8. So it's equal to minus 8a. So from here, a is equal to minus 1 over 4. So now we can write our equation easily, which is equal to y is equal to minus 1 over 4 x plus 2 times x minus 4. So this is the equation of this parabola. You can also extend this by multiplying by each other, but you can also leave it as like this. Okay, let's continue with our 9th question. Here we have from real numbers to real numbers, draw the graph of fx is equal to minus 2x squared minus 8x minus 11. Okay, so let's start with with our y-intercept. How do we find that? When we give the value 0 to x, okay, when x is equal to 0, what's the value of y? It's equal to minus 11, right? Y is equal to minus 11. So this is our first point, 0 and minus 11, right? Let's try to find our x-intercepts. How do we do that? We write 0 instead of y, so 0 is equal to minus 2x squared minus 8x minus 11, or I can write as like 2x squared plus 8x plus 11 is equal to 0, right? Because it's the same thing. So can I factor this equation 2x? No, I cannot, because this is 11. It has to be 11 1 and it cannot be 8x. So let's try to find the discriminant of this quadratic equation. Okay, let's see if we have real solutions If yes, how many we have, or if we don't have any real solutions. Let's see that. So discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac, right? So here b is equal to 8, so it's 64 minus 4 times a is equal to 2 times c is equal to 11. So here, as you can see, this is 64 minus 4 times 2, it's 8, 8 times 11, it's 88. So this is something actually less than 0, which means our parabola doesn't intersect our x-axis, right? So we don't have any x values. So now all we need to find is the vertex point, and then we will be able to draw our parabola, our graph. So let's do that. How do we find our vertex points? It's h and k. So h is equal to minus b over 2a. So here it's minus b, it's minus 8, so it's plus 8 over 2a. A is equal to minus 2, so it's minus 2. Minus 2 times 2, it's minus 4, which is equal to minus 2. So this is the value of h. Let's find the value of k. So when I put this value h instead of x, I will be able to find the value of k. So let's do that. F h and k is equal to, so here is f minus 2. So when I put minus 2 instead of x, this is 4, so it will be minus 8. Okay, this is when you put minus 2, it is plus 16 minus 11, which is equal to minus 8 plus 16, it's plus 8 minus 11, it is minus 3. So this is our value of k. So I know our vertex points now, and I know another point here when x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 11. So let's draw our graph, our parabola. So it should be something like this. So when x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 11. Okay, so when our vertex points, when x is equal to minus 2, y is equal to minus 3. So let's say somewhere here. So this is our vertex point. So don't forget, we don't our parabola doesn't intersect our x-axis, which means it should be something like this. So this is our vertex point, right? So it should be something like this. It will go like this, and also it should pass from here. Okay, something like this. As you can see, there is no point on our x-axis which intersect our parabola. So why our parabola is like this? Because the value of a is less than 0. So this is the graph of our quadratic equation in this question. Okay, let's continue with our last question. So our last question is saying the lowest value of the parabola y is equal to x squared minus mx plus 2 is equal to the greatest value of y is equal to minus x squared plus 2x plus 1 minus m. What are all possible values of m? So as I said before, when we see the lowest value and the greatest value, you will immediately remember that they are talking about the value of k. So for these two equations, we need to find the value of k, right? Which means these values of k for each equation, they are equal to each other. So let's do that. To find the value of k, first I need to find the value of h, which is equal to minus b over 2a, right? So in this first equation, our value of h is equal to minus b over 2a. B is equal to minus m, and minus times minus, it will become m, okay, over 2a. A is equal to 1, so m over 2. So the value of k is equal to fh, right? When you put the value of h instead of x here, you will be able to find the value of k. So let's write it here as it's m over 2, so it will be m squared over 4 because it's x squared, okay? It's minus m squared over 2 because this is m times x, and x is equal to m over 2, so it will become minus m squared over 2 and plus 2. Okay, so this is the value of k for the first equation. Let's find for the second one. So for the second one, the value of h is equal to minus b over 2a. So here is minus b, it's b is equal to 2, so minus b it's minus 2 over 2a. A is equal to minus 1 and 2a will be minus 2 and h will be 1. So after that, let's find the value of k, which is equal to f1, and this is equal to, when you put 1 instead of x, it will be minus 1. Okay, minus 1, here it's plus 2 plus 1 minus m, which is also equal to, this will cancel out each other, 2 minus m. So this value and also this value, they are equal to each other. Okay, so let's do that. It's m squared over 4 minus m squared over 2 plus 2 is equal to 2 minus m. So these two cancel out each other, and from here I put this m to other side, so m squared over 4 minus m squared over 2 plus m is equal to 0, right? So let's make this denominator equal to each other. So I have to multiply this by 2, this one by 4. Okay, so from here we will get m squared minus 2m squared plus 4m over 4 is equal to 0. So this will be 0 when you do cross multiplication, which means here m squared minus 2m squared, it will become minus m squared plus 4m is equal to 0. So from here this will become like m times minus m plus 4, right, is equal to 0. So m is either 0 or m is either 4. So these are the possible values of m.